Chosen one, and this message is not by accident. You were led here drawn by a whisper in your spirit that told you to listen because heaven itself has something to say to you. You may feel like life has been pushing you away from people, places, and even opportunities you thought were meant for you. Rejection has become a familiar companion. Doors you wanted to walk through have closed. People you trusted turned away, and situations you prayed for seem to slip through your hands. And yet, in the midst of all this rejection, a deeper truth is unfolding. You were not cast aside, you were redirected. Listen closely, because what feels like rejection in the natural is in truth redirection in the supernatural. Every no you have faced, every moment where someone did not choose you, every time you felt overlooked, was not a sign of your unworthiness. Instead, it was a sign that God's hand is upon your life, guiding you away from the counterfeit, the distractions, and the things too small for the greatness He has placed within you. You see, rejection has a way of breaking the spirit of the ordinary. But you are not ordinary. You are chosen. And because you are chosen, your life cannot be bound to mediocrity or to paths that would limit your calling. The very pain of rejection has been the tool God used to carve your path straight toward destiny. Tonight I am here to tell you what felt like rejection was never abandonment. It was heaven's way of protecting you from roads that would have delayed you, from relationships that would have drained you, and from situations that would have destroyed your purpose. You have been misunderstood, you have been underestimated, and at times you even questioned yourself. But the truth is, you were never meant to fit into those spaces. Stay with me, because in this message we will uncover not only why God allowed the rejection, but also the powerful redirection it has created for your life. There is a divine plan unfolding, one that will make every tear, every lonely night, and every unanswered prayer make sense. The very things you thought disqualified you are the very things God will use to qualify you. Chosen one. Your story is not over, it is only beginning. God is about to prove that His plan will always prevail, and when it does, you will not just understand why you were rejected, you will thank God that you were. Beloved chosen one, hear this clearly. The words being spoken to you now are not from me alone, but they flow from a higher place. They are carried by the breath of God designed for your spirit at this very hour. You may wonder why you out of millions are hearing this message now. It is because you are marked. You are set apart. And heaven has determined that it is time for you to receive clarity about what you've been through and where you are going. God wants you to know that none of your rejection has been wasted. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every moment of confusion, He has seen it all. He has heard the silent cries you prayed when no one else could understand. And now He is answering not with explanations from man, but with revelation from His throne. When the Lord speaks, His word does not return void. That means this message is not empty, it is an assignment. It has been sent into your life to realign your perspective, to rekindle your faith, and to remind you that you are never outside the care of your Creator. The Spirit of the Lord is saying, I was with you when they rejected you. I was with you when the door closed. I was with you when they turned away. And though you thought you were alone, I was guiding your steps, redirecting your journey, and preserving your destiny. This is not just encouragement, it is prophecy. A foretelling of what is to come and a revelation of what has already been at work in your life. Rejection was not the end. It was the signpost pointing you toward the place of your true calling. Chosen one, understand this. The world sees rejection as failure, but heaven sees it as divine editing. God removes what is not meant for your story, so that the narrative of your life aligns perfectly with His will. Just as a master builder removes flawed stones before completing a temple, God has been removing the pieces that cannot carry the weight of your anointing. There is a holy purpose for why you didn't get what you thought you wanted. and there is divine wisdom behind every season you felt pushed aside. This is your confirmation. You are not forgotten, you are not overlooked, and you are not disqualified. Instead, you are being preserved for something greater, something sacred, something eternal. Prepare yourself, because in the moments ahead, this message will reveal the deeper prophecy behind your rejection, the spiritual meaning of your redirection, and the signs that are already appearing in your life. You will come to see that what you thought was working against you has always been working for you. Chosen one. Now, it is time to uncover what God has been whispering over your life. The rejection you endured was not random, it was strategic. The Father is declaring that you were rejected in order to be redirected, and this redirection is not a detour, but the true highway of your destiny. You thought certain doors closing meant you had failed. But in the realm of the Spirit, those doors were sealed shut so that you would not walk into a counterfeit blessing. What you called rejection was heaven's shield placed between you and disaster. Hear this. A divine unveiling is taking place in your life. What you once mourned as loss will soon be revealed as preservation. The relationships that fell apart were never meant to hold your calling. The opportunities you lost were never aligned with your purpose. And the seasons of loneliness you endured were not emptiness. They were preparation rooms, consecrated chambers where God has been shaping you, molding you, and refining your character. The prophecy is this: God has been redirecting your life away from what was less so. He can bring you into what is best. Every tear you cried was watering the soil of your future harvest. Every betrayal was pushing you into deeper dependence on God's voice. Every closed door was positioning you for the opening of the one door that will change everything. In this next season, you will begin to see divine alignment like never before. The very places you felt rejected, you will now be elevated. The very skills and talents that were ignored will suddenly be noticed. The very identity that others mocked will become the very reason doors swing open. The Spirit says, do not mourn the rejection. Do not despise the redirection. For I am placing you in the exact position where your light will not be hidden, where your voice will be heard, and where your gifts will be multiplied. Understand, chosen one. This is more than encouragement. This is prophetic alignment. What you thought was delay is divine timing. What you thought was punishment is divine promotion in disguise. And soon, when the pieces come together, you will see that the rejection was the greatest blessing of all. But take note, the unveiling will not happen all at once. Just as dawn breaks gradually, before the sun fully rises, God's plan will unfold, step by step. At first it may feel subtle, a conversation here, an unexpected opportunity there, a divine connection showing up at the right moment. And then suddenly, like a river breaking through a dam, the redirection will become undeniable. Chosen one, you are stepping into the season where what was hidden will be revealed. What was broken will be restored, and what was rejected will be redeemed. To understand why rejection has marked your journey, you must see through heaven's lens. Spiritually, rejection is not an end. It is a transition. It is the storm that clears the path. It is the pruning that ensures the tree bears fruit. Think of rejection as a divine filter. Not everything can go with you into your next season. Not every friend, not every opportunity, not every environment is meant for your destiny. God allows rejection so that only what is pure, aligned, and eternal remains. Chosen one. Your life is like a seed. And just as a seed must first fall into the ground, hidden, buried, and seemingly forgotten before it grows, so too. Have you experienced seasons where you felt buried by rejection? But in truth, you were never buried, you were planted. And now in God's perfect timing, new life is breaking forth. The meaning of your rejection is this: it was divine redirection into purpose. Every no was pushing you toward the greater yes. Every exit was guiding you toward the true entrance. Every closed hand was leading you to the open hand of God. Spiritually, rejection protects the chosen. Imagine if Joseph had been accepted by his brothers. He would have remained at home, never sold into slavery, never imprisoned, and never positioned in Pharaoh's palace. His rejection was his redirection, and his redirection saved a nation. So too, your rejection has been the preparation for your assignment. Understand also the metaphor of seasons. In winter, trees appear dead, stripped bare, rejected by warmth. Yet it is in winter that their roots grow deepest, anchoring them for spring. The rejection you faced was your winter season, a time of hidden growth, strengthening you for the fruit-bearing season ahead. God's timing is perfect. Had those doors opened when you wanted, they would have crushed you under their weight. But now, through the refining of rejection, you are stronger, wiser, and ready to carry the blessing without it destroying you. Rejection's meaning runs deeper still. It exposes dependence. It teaches you to seek identity, not in man's approval, but in God's affirmation. When people rejected you, you discovered the unwavering love of the Father. When opportunities failed, you leaned on His provision. When doors closed, you learned to wait for His timing. Chosen one, your rejection has made you unshakable. And because of that, when your appointed time arrives, you will not be swayed by applause nor destroyed by criticism. You will stand firm knowing that you are not where you are because of man's acceptance, but because of God's choosing. So take courage. Every storm, every locked door, every goodbye carried spiritual meaning. Rejection has been the sculptor shaping you into a vessel of honor. Redirection has been the compass guiding you into destiny. And God's timing has been the unseen hand weaving everything together for your good. Chosen one. You may wonder, how do I know this word is truly for me? How can I be sure that my rejection was God's redirection? Pay attention, for heaven always leaves signs along the path. Here are confirmations you may already be noticing in your life. 1. Isolation that feels sacred. You find yourself being pulled away from certain group circles or people. Though it hurts deep down, you sense it's for your protection. This isolation isn't emptiness, it's consecration. 2. Unexplainable restlessness. Situations that once satisfied you no longer feel right. Jobs, friendships, or environments feel uncomfortable, as if your spirit has outgrown them. This restlessness is a sign that God is redirecting you to higher ground. 3. Divine interruptions. Plans you tried to force suddenly fall apart. Meetings get canceled. Opportunities vanish. Relationships crumble. Yet somehow you survive it and even sense relief afterward. These interruptions are heaven's hand steering you. 4. Sudden inner clarity. In the quiet moments, you feel a strong knowing. Though circumstances look chaotic, something inside tells you, this is not the end. God is leading me. That inner clarity is the whisper of the Spirit. 5. Unusual favor in new places. Even while doors closed in one area, new ones begin to crack open elsewhere. Strangers show kindness. Unexpected resources appear. You sense that God is aligning you with the right connections. 6. Peace after rejection. Though rejection stings, an unexplainable peace follows. You realize that losing what you thought you needed has actually lightened your spirit. This peace is confirmation that God's plan is better. Chosen one. If these signs resonate, then know this: you are not imagining things. You are in the middle of divine redirection. Heaven has already been confirming what your heart suspected, that your rejection was the doorway to destiny. Chosen one, before the fulfillment of this prophecy, you must know there will be challenges. Not everything on the path of destiny comes wrapped in ease. Often the road to promise is marked with trials that test your faith, stretch your endurance, and refine your heart. These challenges may appear as opposition delays or even inner battles. At times, you will wonder if you are moving forward at all. You may ask yourself, if this is God's plan, why does it feel so heavy? But understand this, these difficulties are not punishments. They are preparation. One hidden challenge will be the weight of loneliness. Being chosen often means being set apart. Where others are free to blend in, you are called to stand out. Where others may enjoy constant company, you may find yourself walking alone. This loneliness is not abandonment. It is sanctification. It is God pulling you closer to His heart. Another challenge is misunderstanding. Those around you may not see what God sees in you. They may label your faith as foolishness, your obedience as stubbornness, or your vision as unrealistic. Do not be discouraged when people fail to understand. Remember, Noah built an ark in dry land, and it only made sense when the rain came. There will also be seasons of delay. You may see glimpses of your destiny, but feel stuck in waiting. This waiting is not wasted time. It is in the waiting that your roots grow deep, your faith is tested, and your trust is anchored. And yes, there will be spiritual warfare. The enemy fears what you are becoming, so opposition may rise. But take heart, greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. Chosen one. These challenges are refining fires. They do not destroy you, they purify you. They strip away dependence on the approval of man and anchor you in the sufficiency of God. If you can endure the hidden battles, you will walk in the open blessing. Now, chosen one. Because you are stepping into redirection and divine alignment, you must also prepare your spirit and your life. God never redirects without giving instructions. These are not burdens, but keys to unlock the doors He is opening. The first instruction: guard your heart. Rejection leaves wounds, and wounds can become gateways for bitterness if not healed. Do not allow resentment to take root. Forgive those who turned away, bless those who misunderstood you, and release those who betrayed you. Your heart must remain pure for the blessings to flow freely. Second, stay anchored in prayer. Prayer is not just communication, it is alignment. In prayer, God reveals the next step, strengthens your spirit, and shields you from deception. Make prayer not an occasional habit, but the rhythm of your life. Third, feed on the Word. When rejection tries to whisper lies about your worth, the Word speaks truth. When doors close, the Word reminds you that God opens doors no man can shut. Hide His Word in your heart so that doubt has no place to rest. Fourth, be sensitive to divine nudges. God often speaks in gentle impressions, subtle leadings, or sudden clarity. Learn to move when He says move, to pause when He says wait, and to trust when He says let go. Your obedience is the bridge between redirection and fulfillment. Fifth, stay humble in the process. Elevation is coming, but humility must carry it. Do not boast in the redirection. Instead, boast in the God who redirected you. Your humility will keep you grounded when honor arrives. Finally, walk in faith, not fear. Fear will whisper that rejection means you are unworthy. Faith declares that rejection means you are preserved. Choose faith every time. Chosen one, take these instructions seriously. They are not suggestions, they are the divine blueprint. If you follow them, you will be ready when the door opens. And when it does, you will walk through not with hesitation, but with boldness, knowing you were prepared. Beloved, in the midst of rejection, you may have felt vulnerable, exposed, or unprotected. But hear this, God's hand has never lifted from your life. His protection has surrounded you even in the darkest nights. Imagine a shepherd guiding his sheep. The sheep may not see the wolves lurking, but the shepherd does. so too has God shielded you from dangers you never even knew existed. That closed door that frustrated you, it was protection. That relationship that ended suddenly, it was protection. That opportunity that slipped away, it was protection. You have been carried in the shadow of the Almighty. Even when arrows were aimed at you, they did not prosper. Even when words were spoken against you, they lost their power. Even when the enemy plotted, the hand of God intercepted. This is your assurance you are not walking this path alone. Angels are encamped around you. The Spirit of God goes before you, and His goodness and mercy follow you. Though rejection may have felt like abandonment, it was actually God drawing you closer to His covering. Chosen one, rest in this truth. Nothing can separate you from His love. Not rejection, not failure, not misunderstanding. His protection is your constant, His presence your anchor, His promises your shield. Chosen one, the moment of transformation is nearer than you think. You have walked through rejection, endured redirection, and carried the weight of hidden battles. But all of it has been shaping you for this, the fulfillment of God's promise in your life. Picture a butterfly emerging from its cocoon. For a season, it is hidden, pressed, and unrecognizable. Yet when the time comes, it does not crawl. It soars. So too with you. You will not step into this next season the same way you entered the last. The rejection that once broke you will now be the testimony that strengthens you. The loneliness that once crushed you will now be the reason you can stand with confidence in God alone. Transformation means you will begin to see yourself differently. Where you once felt unworthy, you will recognize your divine value. Where you once doubted, you will walk in faith. Where you once sought the approval of man, you will rest in the affirmation of God. Fulfillment means the promises spoken over you will manifest in tangible ways. Doors that were locked will swing open. Relationships aligned with destiny will enter your path. Opportunities that seemed impossible will suddenly unfold with ease. The very places where you were once rejected will become the very platforms where you are celebrated. But the greatest fulfillment is not external. It is internal. You will find joy in God's presence. You will find peace in His timing. You will find strength in His Spirit. And when the blessings arrive, they will not define you, for you will already know you are chosen, loved, and secure in Him. Chosen one. This transformation will not only bless you, but it will bless others. Your testimony will become the light for those still wandering in rejection. Your victory will inspire faith in those who feel forgotten. Your story will become proof that God's plan prevails. Before you leave this message, seal this prophecy with faith. Speak these affirmations aloud and let them take root in your heart. 1. I am chosen, not forsaken. 2. Every rejection is redirection. 3. God's plan for me will prevail. 4. I walk in faith, not fear. Let these words be your shield when doubt comes knocking. Let them be your anchor when delays try to discourage you. Speak them until they become the rhythm of your soul. And now, chosen one, receive this blessing. May the peace of God that surpasses all understanding guard your heart and mind. May His hand of protection surround you in every step. May every rejection you faced be turned into a testimony of His faithfulness. May the doors of destiny swing wide before you, and may you walk boldly into the places He has prepared. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are chosen, redirected, and destined for glory. Go forth in faith, and may every step you take echo with heaven's promise. God's plan for you will prevail.